Now, y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess. So let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? This be your boy Scattered by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess. Okay, and we're here to talk about Jerry Harris and Snoop Dogg. Yes, we're here to talk about two of these men's. Okay, I know men's ain't a word, but I made it a word. So, okay, yeah, I made it a word. So you better deal with it. Okay. However, we're here to talk about them. But before we get into them, let's get into what I got coming up. Okay. Now, as you guys already know, I've been teasing this collaboration on every video, and it's called promotion. I got to do what I got to do and get y'all selves prepared for what I got coming up, baby. Okay, so I got a collaboration on the way with popular TikToker Playboy Mighty, who is also known as Mod the Don. Okay, we will be coming together to do a video. Now, I talked to him yesterday, and he said that after he comes off his trucking route, we will be getting together and getting on camera. But I do got to talk to him about exactly what we're going to do. Are we going to tell stories? Is he going to give some advice? What he going to do? Because it's going to be a hilarious time. Okay, so for those of you who are familiar with Playboy Marty or Mod the Don, whichever one he wants to go by, I know him personally. Okay, we from the same city. His auntie was my classmate, and he went to high school with my youngest brother. He's like 3 years older than my youngest brother, so we know each other pretty well. Okay, we in the same scene, all of that stuff. We know all the same damn people. We're from a small ass town. Everybody know each other out here, so you know it is what it is. So shout out to Playboy Marty. Okay, he's gonna be doing some great things. He already got Kalani following him on TikTok. He got Ari Fletcher following him on TikTok. He got the people following him, and the people are happy to be following him. Okay, so that's my boy right there. So be on the lookout for our collaboration. Okay. Normally, Normally, next week would have been the next episode of Boys Night Out, but being that all of the Boys Night Out gang will be in Atlanta, there will not be an episode. But don't you worry, look out for a Boys Night Out vlog, okay? Boys Night Out getaway vlog. It will be coming out when we come back. Josiah will be editing and producing it. So that might be our very first episode before we get into the real episode of Boys Night Out, okay? And I think we got maybe 2 or 3 more episodes left in the season before we go back on hiatus for about a month or two and then come back later for another one. Okay, so yes, we will be coming back for Boys Night Out soon, but we will be Boys Night Outing in person. Okay, it's gonna be a great time. Okay, I think one more thing we got to go by is the promo for your favorite panel from me, which is the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Let's check that out, and then we're gonna get into the tea. All right, you guys. Now, that was the promo for your favorite panel from my channel, which is the Whether You Like It or Not panel, which stars myself, Terrence, Josiah, Yarel, Simply Sakina, and Really BTV. But we have another addition to the panel, and that is Brandy Chanel. Okay, she will be an official panelist on the panel. Reggie will still be making his appearances here and there during the season. When somebody is not able to come, because at the end of the day, we got 7 people. We was already pushing it with 6, but we got 7 people, and I know that the complaints that we get with our panel is that we have too many people up. So I'm going to stop at 7. I won't bring no guests up unless someone is out or 2 people is out. We got enough people up there where we won't have to bring nobody in and sit in for nobody, to be honest. But, you know, I don't want to overload people with people. You know what I'm saying? But I know most of the people that watch it, they really don't give a damn how many people is up there. But I do see what people be saying, and they do be saying it's too many people, but we got 7 people this time, so it's going to work out fine. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't going to be able to make it. We're going to be rotating it around, so it is what it is. So we're going to work it out the best way we can. It'll be coming out soon as we get a date for Real Housewives of Atlanta and the Basketball Wives. We will have a date for the panel. We just made this promo for you guys to be on the lookout for said panel. Okay, so we're about to get into this article. that we got here. Well, we're about to get into not this article, but we're about to get into this story, okay? And it's about a star from a show called Cheer, okay, from the docuseries Cheer, by the name of Jerry Harris. He pleads guilty in a federal CP case. Read between the lines as we get into this article, okay? He's a 22-year-old TV personality, and he is a former cheerleader, and he was accused in 2020 of SAing underage twin brothers and producing CP. Okay, if you want to know what CP means, what was R. Kelly's case in 2008? You got me. Okay. So we got an article here from people.com, and we finna get into it real quick. We're gonna read it, we're gonna dissect it and talk about it, and we're gonna move on to Snoop Dogg. That's the next person we got to talk about. So I gotta be careful with my words, because you know how YouTube is. They don't want us to say certain shit. So I gotta be, to keep my coin, I gotta make sure I say the right thing and say the right thing and do the right thing so I can get my coin the way I'm supposed to get my damn coin, if you ask me. Okay, y'all know I work hard for my money at both jobs. This one in one that I go to every day that I don't want to go to. Okay. So without any further ado, let's get into the article. Okay. So Jerry Harris, the season 1 breakout star of docuseries Cheer, pleaded guilty to 2 out of 7 SA and CP charges on Thursday, departing from the not guilty plea that he entered more than a year ago. In September of 2020, the prominent cheerleader and television personality was sued by teenage brothers who were 13 and starstruck when they met him for allegedly soliciting sex and nude photos from them. The same week, Harris was arrested on suspicion of producing child pornography. Oops, I said it. CP. 3 months later, in December, a 7-count indictment was unsealed, accusing Harris of additional criminal acts that took place in Florida, Illinois, and Texas, all involving minors and SEXUAL in nature. He pleaded not guilty to each of the 7 charges a week later. On Thursday, Harris only pleaded guilty to 2 counts from the indictment, receiving CP and crossing state lines for the purpose of engaging in illicit SEXUAL acts with a minor under the age of 15. As part of his plea agreement with prosecutors, the other charges were dropped. The New York Times reported sentencing is expected on June the 28th. Harris' defense team shared a statement with people following his change of plea on Thursday, claiming that he made the decision to plead guilty because he wishes to take responsibility for his actions and publicly convey his remorse for the harm he has caused the victims in his case. Jerry is a 22-year-old young man whose story can only be understood, though, through the lens of extreme poverty, SA, and neglect of his childhood, the statement continues. Jerry himself was exploited, manipulated, and SEXUALLY abused as a child within the cheer community in a way that made him believe that this conduct was somewhat normal when it was not. The statement alleges that Harris did not have a safe place to share his own experiences of being exploited, so he masked his trauma with a bright face. Harris rose to prominence on Cheer, premiered on Netflix at the start of 2020, and his fan base continued to grow when he made headlines serving as Ellen DeGeneres' correspondent at the Oscars and providing encouragement during the COVID-19 lockdowns that followed shortly after. Only a few months into his newfound stardom, the SEX crime allegations halted his career. The mother of the twin boys involved in the initial suit against Harris released a statement on Thursday reacting to the news. In an effort to put a stop to a serial predator and avert harm to other children, my sons took the brave step of speaking out publicly about the SEXUAL abuse that they suffer at the hands of Jerry Harris, she said. Harris' admission of guilt today gives me hope that the pain and grief that my sons have suffered as a result of speaking up has not been in vain. She continued, I will continue my mission to hold Jerry Harris and his enablers fully accountable, both in the courts of law and the court of public opinion. Harris' defense team said in their statement that their client has actively sought out and participated in mental health treatment since his arrest. With his plea of guilty, Jerry will spend the rest of his life making amends for what he's done. This statement reads, his hope is that he can demonstrate to those harmed by his conduct that he can one day earn back his value to them as a human being, and that as he continues to become an adult, he can indeed make a contribution that matters. Okay, so that was the article from people.com. And this is what I gotta say very quickly on this case, because I don't know anything about Jerry Harris. I don't know nothing about the show Cheers. I don't really watch much Netflix. I don't really watch much shows on Netflix. But one thing that I must say is that this is a sick individual, and the fact that the people that were representing him is trying to use the fact that he had his own issues with being manipulated and brought into this whole thing with abuse and stuff like that, and trying to make that as an excuse baffles me. But that's what they do. They do use that as a way to excuse the inexcusable pain that they cause other people, and there's no way to excuse that. You got to own what you did, and the fact that he wants to plead guilty now as a way to hold himself accountable for the pain that he caused those little boys. But at the same point in time, you didn't care about the pain that you caused those little boys when you decided to say you were not guilty, making those boys come out to be liars, and they really wasn't no liars. So if you really cared about the hurt and the pain that you caused those boys, you never would have sat there and lied about the situation. You know what I mean? You never would have sat there and said, oh, I plead not guilty. When you plead not guilty, that means you know that you really didn't do nothing. But you knew that you did it, and you thought that you could get away with it. So no, you did not care about those boys and what they were going through and what you did to them. What you cared about is getting away with what you did. And the only reason why you pled guilty because you knew that you got caught and you had no other choice but to plead guilty, okay? So you can miss me with the whole, I'm doing this so I can hold myself accountable. What you should have did what you should have done to hold yourself accountable was tell the truth from the very beginning that you did it. That's what you should have done. But no, you did not do that. You only did what you did because you got caught. And that's where we at with it, okay? Period. So you can miss me with it. You can go to jail. Them prisoners are gonna have a great time with you. They don't like nobody that mess with children, okay? And they're gonna have a great time with you. You're gonna be on Scared Straight and everything, child. Trust and believe me on that. So we finna move on to Snoop Dogg, okay? Because he got some charges against him that's similar to this. But before we get into those charges, we're gonna talk about the fact that he now owns the record label that he used to be a part of, and that is Death Row Records, okay? So let's get into the article that we got here from CNN.com, where it talks about Snoop Dogg being in charge at Death Row Records, okay? So Snoop Dogg is officially in charge at Death Row Records. The announcement that the rapper has acquired the label came on Wednesday. It's a sentimental move considering Death Row Records launched his career in the 1990s with his debut album, Doggy Style, okay? I am thrilled and appreciative of the opportunity to acquire the iconic and culturally significant Death Row Records brand, which has immense untapped future value, the rapper said in a statement. It feels good to have ownership of the label that I was a part of at the beginning of my career and as one of the founding members. This is an extremely meaningful moment for me. Death Row Records was funded by, hold on, you guys. Wait a minute. Okay, I got a DM. I'm sorry, you guys. Death Row Records was founded by Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, the DOC, and Dick Griffey. It rose to prominence with artists including Tupac Shakur. The news of Snoop Dogg's business deal comes just days before he would hit the stage at the Super Bowl halftime show. He would be performing alongside Eminem, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. Okay. And I don't even look at sports like that. Okay. But I am very excited, especially due to the fact that Mary J. Blige is gonna be up there. So we're gonna quickly talk about this, and then we're gonna go on to what he's being charged, what he being sued with. Okay. So let's talk about him owning Death Row Records. I think that is a very meaningful thing because he was one of the founding members of Death Row Records. Okay. He definitely was. And it kickstarted his career in the 1990s with Doggy Style. My mother was a very big fan of Death Row growing up. She was a big fan of Tupac, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg. I grew up on albums like the Doggy Style album, The Chronic, All Eyes on Me. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on those albums. I grew up on songs like America's Most Wanted, Nothing But a G Thing, Let Me Ride, Gin and Juice, What's My Name, I ain't mad at you, dear mama, all types of stuff like that. Like I grew up on West Coast rap, which is why I'm such a big fan of Tupac. I love me some Tupac. Out of all the rappers, Tupac is probably my favorite. I love me some Tupac, okay? Love it, love it, love it, okay? So I am happy for Snoop Dogg getting this opportunity to own the label that started his career and kick-started it from the very jump. And now he can kickstart the careers of other people. And I also want to send a congratulations to him, Mary J. Blige, Dr. Dre, and Eminem, and Kendrick Lamar for being a part of the Super Bowl show. I'm glad that people that I listen to would be a part of this show, okay? So that gives me a reason to watch the halftime show. Because like I said, I never watch the halftime show. Never, ever watch it. But I will probably watch it this time. Okay, so shout out to Snoop Dogg for owning Death Row Records and possibly taking it into another space. Okay, so shout out to Snoop Dogg. Now, we saying shout out to him, but now he's being sued. Okay, so we got to get into that. As much as we're happy for him for being able to get the record label, which is Death Row, we now have to talk about what he got going on. A woman has accused Snoop Dogg and his associate of SA her in 2013, and Snoop Dogg fires back and calls the accuser a gold digger, okay? Not a gold digger, but a gold digger. The type that digs for gold and goes for the money. That's what he's talking about, okay? So I got an article here from page 6. Y'all already know how we get down over here. We're gonna go off the screen and we finna read this article, child, okay? So let's get into the article from page 6, okay? A woman who allegedly used to work as an onstage dancer for Snoop Dogg accused the rapper and his associate, Bishop Don Magic Wand, of SAing her in 2013. The woman claimed in a lawsuit filed on Wednesday under the name Jane Doe that she was assaulted by both men after accepting a ride home from Juan, whose real name is Donald Campbell, following Snoop's concert at Heat Ultra Lounge in California that May. Rolling Stone reported on Thursday. The accuser claimed in her suit that she fell asleep in the car and realized when she woke up she was taken to Campbell's home and not on her own, TMZ reported. She alleged that she went inside anyway to go back to sleep because she was exhausted, only to wake up at 4 a.m. to find that Campbell had removed his penis from his pants and repeatedly shoved his penis into her mouth, according to the reports. The woman claimed that Campbell later told her to join Snoop in his recording studio where the gin and juice artist, whose real name is Calvin Brodus, was apparently filming his show, Snoop Dogg's Double G News Network. Campbell allegedly told that woman that Snoop wanted her to be his weather girl, so she proceeded in hopes of advancing her career. The plaintiff recalled in her lawsuit that she felt unwell at the studio and had gone to the bathroom when Snoop allegedly walked in unexpectedly, standing with his crotch in her face while she was defecating on the toilet. TMZ reported. He then allegedly closed the door and forced her to perform oral on him. After a few minutes, the defendant, Snoop Dogg, withdrew his penis from the plaintiff's mouth, visibly unsatisfied with the plaintiff's reluctance and disgust of being forced to engage in oral activity. The woman claimed that Snoop proceeded to masturbate and ejaculated on her upper chest and lower neck before allegedly telling her, "I'll get you something to clean up with." She said she was left humiliated, terrified, and panicked. Reps for Snoop Dogg, age 50, and Campbell, age 71, did not immediately return page 6 requests for comment, but a source told TMZ that the rapper denies her claims and feels that she's trying to make a quick buck by strategically timing a lawsuit ahead of his Super Bowl halftime performance this Sunday. A source also told the site that the woman allegedly asked for nearly $10 million, an amount that was reportedly rejected. Snoop Dogg posted an image to his Instagram Wednesday, purportedly labeling the woman a gold digger. His lawyer, Matt Finkelberg, told Rolling Stone that Snoop Dogg's Instagram post was obviously threatening and against his anonymous client. Snoop was previously sued for SA by makeup artist Kylie Bell, but she dropped the suit in 2005 after the Drop It Like It's Hot rapper countersued her for extortion. She then dropped her case in saying that the matter had been resolved amicably. I always mess up on that word, child. I always mess up. But it is what it is. So that was the page 6 article in regards to Snoop Dogg in this case about him being sued for SA. And all I got to say is this right here. I really hope that Snoop Dogg didn't do that. I really hope that he didn't. Um, because it does look as if some of this stuff sounds weird. Like, you said that Don Juan did something to you. And then he told you to go in Snoop Dogg's studio, and then you did, because he told you that he wanted you to be the weather girl, but then you went in there even after Don Juan did something to you. So you did that to further yourself in your career. And then after that, Snoop Dogg did what he did to you, and then you felt humiliated and all of that stuff. It sounds very telling, but it's like, why didn't you leave when Don Juan did what he did to you? But then again, who knows? We've all been in predicaments where we don't think on our feet at that time. So you just do whatever you got to do because you don't know if these people are going to harm you in any kind of way or what. So I don't want to question it. But on the flip side, it does look crazy because here this man go about to do a damn Super Bowl performance, and here you go with a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? So to most people, it's gonna look like, oh, she trying to get some money. Now, like I said, in the article, there was a case against him before for the same thing, but he countersued for extortion. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's what he countersued her, the lady, for. And then it came out that, okay, we handled it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, they handle things quietly. So that kind of looks crazy. So I always side eye anybody that got a case like this until they're proven innocent. So my side eyes on both of them right now. I'm not gonna say that I believe Snoop Dogg, and I'm not gonna say that I believe this woman either, because I don't know what to believe right now. But we're gonna see if the case continues. However, this is what I gotta say on Yes for the Mess. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe to my channel, share the video, click the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. If you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter and my IG is down below. I do follow back on IG, so please be sure to hit me up in the DMs on IG with the hashtag Mrs. Team Scotty to let me know you're a part of the team, and I would definitely follow you back. With that being said, you guys, your boys out of here. Until my next video, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.